Hey everyone, it's Richard at altFINS, TGIF, happy Friday. I'm going to review a couple of my past trades and place a new trade today. Again, focused on the workflow and the process and the thought process. And then I will also review a few other coins, Ripple, APE coin, Helium, KAVA, Maker, and Chili's if I have time. So let's get into it. In terms of market structure, that's always the beginning that you have to think about. So market structure, meaning how is the overall market? Well, we are in the bear market overall, although in the last 3 or 4 months we've been going in sideways formation, sideways channel, as illustrated by Bitcoin, but also Ethereum. And in fact, if we look at the performance, it's very illustrative. Bitcoin, today, let's see, last day, in the last 24 hours is up 3.5%, and so is Ethereum. In the last week, we're basically flat, about plus 1-2%. Last month, in the last 30 days, Bitcoin is flat. Ethereum is down 13% since the Ethereum, the merge. But in 3-month period, Bitcoin is also flat. So really for the last 3 months, we haven't done much. It seems that way. Of course, we've had a lot of volatility up and down, but overall in the sideways channel. And I think that really relates to the entire market. And so what do we do in the sideways channel? Well, we try to buy near support and sell near resistance, right? Sideways channel consists of a support, horizontal support, and a horizontal resistance. I don't trust the breakout as much as I would in the up market. There's lots of false breakouts, so I really focus on more on the pullback to support situations. And so let's look at the recent trades. The one in Ravencoin is still on. I'm down in that trade, but I'm not out yet. So Ravencoin, let's see the trades in the chart. If you connect your exchange accounts to our platform through the APIs, which is easy to do, then you can see the trades in the charts. As you can see here, I bought it at around 0.39, and now it's about 0.36, so I'm down about 10% so far. And I have a stop loss order at 0.035, so I have not been stopped out. You have to be disciplined. If it happens, I'll take my losses. But the premise here was that it is pullback in an uptrend. My premise was that the support is at 4 cents, which was previously resistance. And so I'm still within that support zone. And also momentum is illustrated by MACD or MACD histogram. These blue bars is improving, and it really even visually seems like we're getting ready to make an upswing. So that's my premise, and this trade is still live. The other one, unfortunately, Cosmos, did not work out. As you can see, my trades are here in the chart. I entered at about $14.50, and I stopped out. I was stopped out at $13, sorry. And so that didn't work out, down about 10%. I got stopped out. The premise was there that this was at the time a coin still in an uptrend, and that there was simply a pullback in an uptrend with momentum improving, but that didn't quite turn out the way I expected, and we didn't get that upswing that I expected as well. Now, we could still get it, but I'm out of the trade again. I've got to be disciplined, and I'm using those stop loss orders because if the market really shits the bed, as they say, and tanks, I got to be protecting myself on the downside. So maybe this was too early to be stopped out, but again, you got to be disciplined. Now, in terms of the next one that I am interested in is Kyber Network. What is Kyber Network? It's basically a decentralized exchange and really focused on NFTs. And you know, the name had a really nice run in the last few months, and then it really tanked recently and pulled back to that support level. You can see that in the curated charts as well. Use them where available. It's pulled back to that support zone of $1.20, right? and that support held back in June a few times, in fact. So it is a robust support zone, and I'm assuming that it will hold here as well. And what's encouraging is that the MACD histogram has inflected, right? It hasn't crossed over into the buy zone, but the MACD histogram bars are improving, indicating that the momentum is shifting from the heavy selling to now sort of a bullish inflection. So I do think that we could get an upswing to the next resistance area. The next resistance area is $1.50. Again, that was resistance a few times in the past. So I think that's a reasonable expectation to see it swing from the current $1.18 or so up to $1.50. So that's again, the pullback to support is sort of the strategy. But also the other thing I wanted to mention is that it appears oversold. The RSI, or relative strength index, is a great indicator for oversold or overbought positions. As you can see, it oscillates between 0 and 100%, but really most of the time is between 30 and 70%. When it's above 70%, it's really overbought. When it's below 30%, it's really oversold, due for a bounce. And as you can see in the past, anytime it's gotten to that level, it's bounced back up. And we're close to that oversold, really oversold levels here. So that's another reason for me to believe that we're due for a bounce back. So I'm going to go ahead and place the trade here. Again, this is my own analysis, not investment advice. But you can use our platform to place your trades. We don't have any commissions or fees associated with this. We're simply connect to the exchange accounts that you have and enable you to trade through our interface across multiple exchanges. So in this case, I'm looking to trade Kyber Network against dollar. I want to do it on Bitfinex. I've got a balance of about $2,500 here. Let's check the chart. Okay, is what we saw earlier. The order book looks like there's right now bigger volumes on the bid or on the buy side than on the sell side, and the spread is relatively tight, which is good. So I want to put in a limit buy order. Best price right now is this, and I want to buy about $1,000 worth. Okay. Well, let's see if that order went through. Looks like it is. Oh, no, it's still in my open orders here. All right, hopefully it will go through, and we'll go from there. Wanted to also, as I mentioned, a few other situations that I'm going to just review quickly. Could be helpful. First of all, use the watch list. I have actually all of our curated charts. Curated charts coins. It's about 55 of them that we do a technical analysis of. I have them on my watch list. That way I can quickly list through all of them. But one of them is XRP, Ripple. You know, this name has been on the tear. As you can see, it's in an uptrend on the short-term and medium-term basis. There's been an SEC investigation into Ripple for a while now that appears to be resolving in Ripple's favor. Now, what would we see in the price here is that you know, the price has hit. First of all, it's broken out of a sideways channel, and we have that in, again, our curated chart explained. It's broken out of the sideways channel between 30 and 40 cents, and it's quickly reached the next resistance zone is about 50 cents, which is also coincidentally lines up with the 200-day moving average, which oftentimes also acts as a resistance or a support zone. So it looks like the first attempt to break above the 50 cents was rejected. It pulled back. We actually noted that the pullback to 40 cents support could be a good swing entry, which it was. And now it's back at 50 cents and again facing some resistance. And so at this point we got to see if it breaks above that and continues to go up or pulls back again. So you know, I'm waiting to see if it breaks above the 50 cents and holds that level to resume the uptrend, in which case I may get involved, or gets rejected again, in which case it could be a double top, and that's kind of a bearish formation, a bearish pattern. The other name I want to analyze is ApeCoin. For some reason it's not on my watch list. Well, I need to add it. All right, here it is. I'm going to add it to my watch list. ApeCoin is also in an uptrend on a medium-term basis. Let's take a longer-term look. And it's pulling back to that $5 support area, which could be an interesting swing entry. However, I do see that the momentum is still bearish, so I'm going to wait. Maybe I'll miss it, but I'm going to wait for a couple of days for the bearish momentum, as indicated by MACD, to improve. RSI is already above 50, which is bullish. So this could be potentially, but possibly a little too early for me to get involved. But I do think that there is some good chance that this name will continue to in its uptrend and basically swing up from these levels. The next one I wanted to discuss is Helium HNT. Now this one had been in a really consistent downtrend, as you can see. Lower highs, lower lows. Now more recently, with big volume, it looks like it's found the bottom. Look at that volume, really massive increase in volume, you know. Buyers and sellers, but particularly buyers stepping up here at these levels. You reach the bottom at around here, you know, 338 or so, and it's bounced back above the $5 resistance. And you can see that in our curated chart. So it's cleared back above that $5 resistance. Now, that has happened on 2 occasions in the past and failed, but it clearly is drawing interest from buyers. We actually published a quick note in our research about this situation. There's Helium is next year launching in partnership with T-Mobile in the US. It's actually launching. Let's see. We published a quick report on this. Maybe it was among our education videos, but Helium's launching basically a mobile cellular service in the US using its massive, tens of thousands of of hot points across the US, leveraging that to offer a mobile voice service, and that will be backfilled by T-Mobile. So that's a very interesting situation that, here we go, Helium. So, be sure to watch this. But fundamentally, I guess there seems to be some interesting activities happening, which could be the reason why the buyers are showing interest here. And next one I'm going to cover is KAVA, real quick. This one, we also published research recently, actually a bullish research, although technically it is in a downtrend, and it hasn't been working really. It's been sort of a downtrend, or maybe closer to a sideways channel, but it is nearing now the support zone of $1.40, which has held in the past, so it could be an interesting swing entry. Now, having said that, it is kind of a still overall in a downtrend. So it's not, it would be a trade against the trend, which is not advisable. So it's a bit of a risky situation to get involved here. Maker, it's another one that has bounced really nicely. It made a lower low, or actually about the low, about $600 or so that it did here in June. And it's bounced back about 700, but still, I think that with the downtrend overall, I have a hard time getting involved here. Even though this is fundamentally a very sound project, one of the oldest standing DeFi lending protocols, but technically it's not. It looks just like a bit of a bounce from a downtrend. And then last one, Chili's, whose name has actually been consistently trading in an uptrend, as you can see, across short-term, medium, and long-term horizon. It's been in a solid uptrend. It's really made a huge turnaround, and what we're seeing here is a bit of a pullback, which could be an interesting buying opportunity. Let's see where the support and resistance zones are. So the resistance is at 27 cents, where it got rejected, and the next support zone is at 23 cents, and the next one after that is 20 cents. So let's see, we're right at that, or very close to that support zone of 23 cents. It's about 24 right now. So it could be nearing potential swing entry area. Having said that, the momentum hasn't quite inflected bullish yet, so I'm going to give it a few days to settle out. Again, maybe I'll miss it, but I want to be cautious here. It is in an uptrend, so I would like to get involved here in this uptrend and buy it on the dip. I'm going to give it a little bit more time for the momentum and for the sellers to settle out. So that's all for today. I hope this is helpful and educational for everyone listening in. If you have any questions or feedback, please email us at invest@altfins.com. Good luck trading.